But we also have to remember that there's a very distinct difference between fraud and suppression. Fraud is an intent by a voter to pretend not to pretend to be more than one person or to somehow rig the system. Voter fraud is almost incalculably rare in the United States. The Heritage Foundation, which is the arbiter of how many conservative cases of fraud they can find, at best says 1,300 out of 625 million votes cast. And so fraud is not a challenge in the United States. And the two cases, or the two most recent points of evidence, New Jersey and North Carolina, those were election fraud actions, not ones done by voters, but done by people who are trying to rig the elections outside of a voter's intent. And so let's be very clear, voter fraud is not the issue. Voter suppression is the issue. And voter suppression exists across this country. And unfortunately, we're running into groups that are led by the Republican National Committee and the Trump administration, who are in the Trump campaign, who are doing their best to actually limit who has access to the ballot. In a representative democracy, when you try to cut off citizens from being able to access their vote, you are constraining and in fact working against the intent of the Constitution.